So what I'm going to do now is go over this again with another model. I have this strange looking model that has this checker map texture, and it obviously started from a box, so this is why this face doesn't look so distorted, but every other face is quite out of scale. I don't need the environment for this, so I'm just gonna Alt Q and isolate this. Okay, and then I'm going to try to figure out how to put this in a flat map. First of all, I'm going to add this UV mapping clear, because every object comes with seams that it's considered where it's cut in the map and open it. Okay, so I'm going to add this UVW mapping clear so that it cleans every possible previous seam. Then I'm going to add this UV Unwrap. Okay, and the first thing it does, it makes a planar map, and you can actually have projections that are similar to the UV map. Okay, like cylindrical and spherical and cube. It's quite the same as the UV map, but what I want to do is unwrap it. Okay, so I'm going to see how this is right now in my UV editor. So I open my UV editor. Okay, and the way you move around the UV editor is not like in the viewports. You have move, select, scale, and this one that combines all of them. So if I select all my objects, I can rotate here in the middle, scale on the corners, and move here in the center. And what I see is pretty much this side of my object. Actually, it's the top. And this is how the map is projecting it. And I can check that by loading my UV checker map that is already loaded there. And you can see how this is precisely mapped, and if I move it, you see the map moving. I have another nice feature here. I have this multi-tile, and if my objects are coming out of the simple one, it's going to just multiply these tiles. I will, by default, try to always keep it this one by one image, because if you create a map, it doesn't matter in which software you go, if you can save those map coordinates, it's always thought to be a one by one image, and otherwise it's going to distort your map to fit it. So let's always try to keep it in one by one. So what I'm going to try to do now is I'm going to think, how can I cut this object in order to unfold it easily? I'm going to open a little bit my editor here. I want to see this checker pattern, and I'm going to now start adding seams. So the way you do it, especially when it's flat surface, you have this peel here. You have the quick peel, the peel mode, and reset peel. Peel basically means that I will imagine a clementine, a mandarin, and then you just make a cut in the middle and peel it out. Okay, so that's basically what I need to do, add these seams. In a one with flat faces, the best way to go is to first add the seams. And to add the seams, I have different ways. I can just click here, edit seams, and then just click there, and these blue things are going to be my seams. And then with Alt, I can just take them out. Here I can see the peel seams and the map seams. I'm just going to take the map seams out because sometimes they appear by default and they are distracting. Okay, and another way is to just take this out, select the edges, and then just make these edges into seam. This is quite useful when you know that it's going to select a nice ring. So if I want to select this loop, then I do it with double click. In this case, it's not really generating a loop that I would use, so I'm just going to do it one by one. Another way to do it is to select this point-to-point seam. Whatever I put my mouse next, it's gonna look for the shorter path to where the mouse is. Okay, this is particularly useful when you have too many polygons and a really large mesh. Okay, for this model, probably not necessary. So the way I'm going to do it is just with selecting my edges and then just cut it. And the way you cut it also, it has to be unfold, so that almost all of it fits nicely in a square distribution. Okay, so let's see if we have enough seams to do this. I'm going to make them into seams, and I'm going to open my editor so that you see this. and I'm going to click on Quick Peel. So what the Quick Peel did was to open exactly where the seams are, and if you can see here, I'm going to select actually all my objects, so that, by the way, by double clicking in one of the polygons, it just selects the whole shell. Okay, and you can see how nicely it opened. For me, this is already easy because I've been unfolding flat surfaces. Most of the time you won't have a flat surface. And let's imagine for a moment that this is has a chamfer. So basically the difference would be that I have to consider cutting that curve, okay? And in this case, this might be a bit too long. I might have to think about having it in two pieces so that it fits nicely in my square. But because this is a quite simple object, it doesn't really matter. Now I go back to select the actual texture of my map, and I can check if everything fits. Can also save this. You can save it here on the channel, save it, and you can also load other ones. You can as well save it here on the UV editor and as well load them. And I have other options here that I will show you when we do the organic model.